Hello, this is Jordan. This video is being recorded on the early morning of Wednesday, December 27th, 2023. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the gold stocks and why the technical outlook looks potentially very bullish as we start 2024. But if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, now to the video. And just two charts in this video. So these are the weekly bar charts for GDX here, GDXJ here. And I just want to go over the price action and discuss why the setup is bullish. And, okay, so both of these look the same, so I don't really need to go through them both individually. So I'll only look at one. So let's look at GDXJ, since I focus more on the juniors. So if we're looking at the price action, now pay attention to the arrows. So here, this level, call this 32. So 32 is resistance here. It was support here. Then it came back down, tested 32 again. Then you have this downtrend here. This rebound from, call it 33. Then it goes below, but you have a bullish hammer right here. So that's a very bullish reversal candle. Now, you rallied for a couple weeks, but after that, the market came back for another 1, 2, 3, 4. So even after you had this rebound, and then it was another 4 weeks here, and testing 32 again before this move here. So given all the tests here, and plus you had this inverse head and shoulders pattern, not perfect, but you had that, the line here, so a retest of that. But so it's clearly broken away. It's 32 is now firmly in place as support. So you have this move up here. Then you have a little bit of a pullback. And so this, looking at the setup, I think this is going to, obviously we're past this point, but I circled on both of these because this to me looks like if we're, beginning in 2, 3, 4 months from now, I think we could look back and say, wow, this is really like the best technical entry point. Because 32 is extremely solid as support, and GDXJ is trying to break above 39 now, which is resistance. But the first time it tests it here, it pulls back. But this is going to be significant support because this is the first support level after all of this. And given how many times 32 is tested, I don't think we're going to need to see another retest here. Maybe this consolidates for a couple weeks before it moves higher, but I don't think we're going to go like that. And so look, this is also, a potential inverse head and shoulders in itself here, where you have the head here, which is, complex. This is its own pattern. I already talked about that, but that could be the head. This is the left shoulder, then maybe this is the right shoulder. So you have that. And at the same time, if this rallies up to here, 42.5, this looks like a cup. So now it's not necessarily a perfect cup and handle pattern, but, you could have this and then maybe it consolidates for, a month. That sets up a bit of a cup and handle. So when you get these rounded formations, like it's a sign of bullish price action. So I really like how this is setting up and where it's going. Again, this is resistant. You have 39 here. You have, call it 32 for GDX. So it's at resistance right now. So it doesn't mean it's going to zoom higher in the next week or two. But, I think over the next 2-3 weeks or so, you're going to see the miners push higher towards, 42.5 and then this right here. And eventually, I think the upside potential of this move is, for GDXJ, we're really looking at this level here. So, call it 50, 51. And then for GDX, 40. So that's where I think if we're like on a medium-term basis, I think that's where this move can go, maybe over the next 2 or 3 months. And as far as the measured upside targets, we'll see. It really depends on how the miners trade, because if they rally up to here, GDXJ 42, and then it consolidates for a month or two, then it has enough price action and enough consolidation in here where it's setting up a powerful move that could go much higher, or maybe maybe it's too strong and it gets up here for a week or two and then it keeps pushing higher. So I'm not going to project price targets yet. I think, whatever they are, they're bullish, but, which one will play out, it's unclear at this point. Now, one more chart. So let's talk about breadth indicators. And when you're looking at charts and you're doing technical analysis, I mean, there's so many things you can look at. But so I just looked at the price action by itself. And, by the way, I should have put in the 200-day moving averages here, but I think GDX, GDXJ, even SILJ, they are above the 200-day moving average, the 200-day equivalent on a weekly chart. Like they're above those, and that's also a signal that there's a new uptrend. So breadth is another thing you have to look at. And so here I'm really focused on, this shows, these are my custom indicators, percentage of Huey stocks above the 20-day, 50-day, 200-day. And this is GDX here. I mean, the Huey, it's very similar to GDX. These are GDX breadth indicators you get from stock charts here. This is new highs minus new lows. I mean, new 52-week high. This is, this is the bullish percent index. I'm not sure what this is exactly. So this is also a breadth indicator. And so I'm really focused on this, which is the percentage of Huey stocks. Again, every Huey stock is in the GDX. The percentage of Huey stocks above the 200-day moving average. So this is at 80%. So I'm looking at what I did is I looked at other readings where this was at 80% and where the market was rebounding up to 80%, not where it went back down and it was at 80%. So I'm looking at this type of movement here. When did it reach 80%? And the other readings had to be, you see here, they had to be fairly similar. So, I mean, this type of breadth that we have based on these indicators, it's either in the middle of an uptrend or a really good move, because we haven't been in a sustained bull market. So you either have this. I mean, these are three good moves. Then you have this one here, which is kind of in between because this came back. So this is really, whether you want to call this here a bullish move because you had this big of a move and then a move like that. So, you could call that, I would lean towards that being part of a larger bullish move. But anyway, you also see this type of breadth when you're in a bear market or a downtrend and you get this kind of breadth. It's like a sell signal. It happens at the end of the move. So you can see here, end of the move. Here there was one more push high, but it's basically the end of the move. This one, that wasn't the end of the move. But here, these are clear bullish moves. So we have to watch over the next week or two to see if, or 3 weeks, to see if the miners will push higher and we get these breadth readings, particularly this pushes even higher. And then, you get a move like this, or this. This is way too strong, so it'd probably be more like this or this. And again, that type of move, this is where the next significant resistance is. What is that? 37, 38, 39, that level. It could be 40 on the bar charts. And I mention it, but I meant to mention it sooner. Gold obviously going above 2,100. I mean, that aligns with this. Gold goes above 2,100. You're going to get this going. You're going to get this going to 100%, and you're going to have a move like this, like one of these, up to that level. So that's all for this video. That's why I think the technical setup for the gold stocks and the silver stocks is bullish as we enter the year. Now, macro stock market going, I've done tons of videos on that, so I'll just leave that aside for a future discussion. But, the short term and potentially the medium term over the next few months as we start the year, it looks bullish for gold and gold stock, or gold stocks and silver stocks especially. And you get gold clearing 2,100, that's confirmation. Let me know what you think in the comments. Talk to you guys again in the next video.